Okay, so we have completed in the previous two parts part of the five-step design stage, or sorry, the software design and the system design, sorry, the system design process, and now we on the fourth stage, implementation, right? So who's part of implementations? Everyone, right? Now, what is implementation? So you're basically putting the system in the business. You're implementing it. You're literally starting the system up, right? So now you have to think about where you're buying your system from, whether you're leasing, whether you're renting, and so on, right? Now, what is leasing? Leasing, it's when you pay per month for something. For example, if I'm leasing for a year a machine, I'm going to have this machine for a year, and I'm going to pay every month for this machine. Renting is similar to leasing, just that renting is more of like a fixed period type of things, like renting for like a year. Where leasing, you can like lease for like 3 months, 4 months, okay? Um, Implementing, acquiring. Yeah, so acquiring means buying. So where to buy it from? Okay, so user preparation. So when you do the system and install the system in the business, you need to prepare people for it. You need to teach people how to use it, right? This is called user preparation. So you provide it with proper training on how to use this system. Hiring and training. All the people in the business need to be trained of how to use this new system, right? You need to train the staff. Site preparation. Where you're putting the system, make sure the location or the place is very, very good. If you're going to launch a big computer system in the business, make sure it has an aircon so it's not too hot. Make sure there's no water in your room. Make sure the humidity levels are low, otherwise, you're going to destroy the computer. Data preparation. Data preparation means so you know how the systems in a business they need to store the data. That's called a database where the data is stored. Make sure you have a good database, right? Make sure it's well running, secured in a location where it's very, very good. The temperature is good to maintain this whole database. Installation. This is the physical, literally putting the system in the business, huh? So the normally the manufacturer is responsible for installing the computer base. So yeah, normally it will be the person who supplying their computer to actually install it. Um, Implementation testing. Okay, so now when you install this whole system in place in a business, everything is done. You can't just launch it to the public or your employees to use. You have to test it. Does it work? There's different testing methods you can use. Some called unit testing. Unit testing, you test each program. For example, if you have this whole system that does customer stuff, so like shipping, invoicing, you got a chat, live chat. If you test each one of the systems together in this whole system, oh sorry, not together, separately, it's called unit testing. Integration testing. So you basically testing if the system components in the system can work together. For example, if the system's supposed to have Excel working with another app, you basically look if they're working together. Huh? System testing is testing all the systems together, right? The whole system together. Volume testing. So volume testing, it's a test whether it can handle a lot of things on the system at once, right? So realistic work volume. So you literally making it as if you're using the system with all your employees. So you're putting all like the people in the system, right? Um, User acceptance testing, right? Now this is where testing performed by trained system users to verify. Okay, so you get like about 10 people. You tell those 10 people that listen here, I want you to test the system and tell me if everything is going fine. And these people you choose must be trained, right? So they will tell you whether it's good. If it's good, it's user accepted. That is user accepted testing. Um, so yeah. So as you can see, we covered everything. Huh? Now, alpha testing and beta testing. That's they don't discuss it over here. Okay, so alpha testing is where you launch it to the public to use. So let's say if you make an app and you launch it to a public. Okay, sorry, no, that's a bad example. If you create a system in a business and you launch it to some employees to use, that's called alpha testing. Beta testing, it's when like you launch it to the public, so not people in your close employees, like in your business. You launch it to a public, and then the public can use it and they report feedback on it. You'll see on Google Play Store some apps called beta testing. where you can test the app, right? So the difference between alpha and beta, alpha is small, so you're testing it among your employees only. So if you create an app and testing among your employees whether it works, that's alpha. If your whole public you're gonna test it out, allow, that's beta. Um, Implementation startup. So this is where you're actually starting up this whole system and making it work. There's something called, now obviously when you have this whole new system, it's going to replace an old system in the business, right? But the way you introduce it, there's different types. The first one is direct conversion. So let's say you have a workplace and they're owning an old system, very old system. Direct conversion means on that day you go there, you're shutting the old system down completely and you put the new system in, and the employer must you make the use of the new system. That's direct conversion. That's actually very, very bad. The other system which is better is called phase in. Phase in, you introduce the system, new system, very, very slowly. So you won't put it like make the all employees use the whole system, the new system, like one go. No, you'll slowly put some of the system, new system together, phase in, blend in. Okay. A pilot startup. When you think of pilot startup, I want you to think of many. Let's see, like okay, so let's say if you own, let's say a lot of like ShopRites. So let's say you have about 20, 30, 40, 50 ShopRites in the country, right? Pilot startup, and you want to put a new system in ShopRite. Pilot startup is where like you go to one out of the 25 ShopRites in South Africa and only put the system there. That's pilot, right? The way to think about that is think of a plane and think of a pilot, and there's only that people on the plane. So only one ShopRite out of the 25 ShopRites. You launch the system only one ShopRite out of the 25. That's pilot. Parallel startup. So you basically launch it with old and new together. So running old and new systems together for a period of time. So all the 25 ShopRites, half of them use like the old system, half of them use the new, and they can be doing it at the same time. So each like one store could be using half and old. So basically the old and new system are being used simultaneously together. Huh? Startup approach. Yeah, so I told you that. User accepts a document. Okay, so you know how I said when you get like 10 people and you ask them to test your system, and if it works, then it's user accepted, they must produce a document. In this document, a user acceptance document states phase of something. Oh wait, the user acceptance document. So now when you finish, like know for a fact that everything is good with your whole system, and you have accepted it, there's something called a user accepted document. This means, so let's say you bought it from a supplier. You as a person who bought it from a supplier needs to write this document to tell the supplier we have installed the system and everything is good and running. You're no more liable for us. So like we done. You provided us your service. We are done with you as a supplier. You can go on. Nothing's wrong. Nothing is messed up. Right? Everything is good. Um. Oh, last topic: maintenance and review. Right? So maintenance and review, you're basically checking if the system is working accordingly. And maintenance, sorry, that's review. Maintenance is where you maintain it, right? So you put oil on the machine, or you put more storage. You maintain it. If something's not working good, if something's going old, you replace spare parts. So managers request changes, yeah. So basically, the changes happen mostly with the programmers, the engineers, software engineers, and so on, right? So using modifiers to get most of the new system most important aspects. Okay, so you need to track the performance of the system, right? Keyword tracker. So you need to look at, is the system performing as it should be performing? System maintenance, checking, changing, and enhancing the system to make it more helpful to achieving business obligations. Yeah. So maintenance, you basically look at all the things that are happening with the system, make sure it's doing good, change things if it's not doing that good, right? So these are all could be the reasons for you to change the system. There could be errors, bugs are small errors in the system, right? When the coding is wrong. Types of maintenance, slipstream upgrade, bug fix. So when you have a bug fix, what is a bug? It means it's an error in the code. So it's a small upgrade, so it's called a slipstream. Patch is a small change, also a patch. So let's say certain lines of code were wrong or certain thing was wrong with the system, that's a patch. A release is a very significant change. Keyword significant, needs new documentation. A version includes new features. So version, new features, release, it's a significant change. Um, System maintenance. So as you could see, different patches, very little change. As you can see, release, big change. Version is more change. So version is the biggest change ever. Maintenance request. So when you need to do a maintenance, you need to request it, right? So you create a form highlighting what you need to maintain, what you need to change. Cost of maintenance. It depends what stage you are. If you're in the very fast stages, it'll be very costly to do the maintenance. The system maintenance, I mean, right now you're in the first stage, it'll be very expensive to maintain your system. System review. So now I have to review if the system is working correctly. So is it operating as intended? Did it solve problems that you were having before, but now they did not? System review. Now, what makes you review the system? It could be event driven or time driven. Event driven mean, so let's say if employee comes in your business and says there's a problem with the system, that is event driven because there was a problem, that is why you're reviewing it. So the reason why you're reviewing it, event driven, an event happened, that's why you're reviewing it. Time driven, so time passed, so that is why you're reviewing it. So let's say every 30 days you review a system, that is time driven. So you're reviewing it because every 30 days you're supposed to review it, time driven. Typical review questions. So to know whether it's operating efficiently the system, you need to see if what it was for, the mission, what it was expected to achieve. Is it achieving it? Its organizational goals? Is it like contributing to the goals of the business and so on? You need to know whether the hardware and software is operating good, the database, the telecommunication, everything is operating as efficient as it should be. All control, training, control is security, right? Hackers, all the information system personnel, is everything going good? So is the cost going good? Is it complex? Is it reliable? So everything you're making sure, is it good? Is it producing good results? Efficiency, is it cost effective? Is it time? Is it working fast? Documentation. Is sometimes your documents get expired, so now you need to document it and so on, right? And that's that part of this section, right? And we're done with the 5 steps.